rattlesnake or copperhead, they yolk the egg up to full size before it's ever fertilized. And they're providing only a minimal amount of nourishment while the embryo grows. So this copperhead, she'll probably yolk up 6 eggs, and they would be fertilized by the male, and then for 3 or 4 months they don't feed. June, July, and August, all they do is just gestate, and they live off the fat that they've stored up. This is a typical size for a female copperhead. Males are a little bigger.
And darker. And darker.
Copperhead bite, I understand, is very painful. It's generally not considered life-threatening. There have only been 2 people known to have died from copperhead bites. And one of those people may have been sensitized to snake venom because it was a person who kept venomous snakes.
Mm.
So almost like an allergic kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
And they live where?
Copperheads are common in the mountains where the rattlesnakes are, but they also occur in some other places. I doubt if we have any right out here in this agricultural country, but there are places along the Potomac and Shenandoah River where they occur, up in the bluffs, wooded bluffs.
We have them in my backyard.
You have, where do you live?
We live up in Blue Ridge Acres.
Oh, yeah.
We saw one.
But are they near water? Because that's always the thing. When we would go to the river, people would always say, "Oh, watch out for." Are they water snakes at all? No.
Those are. They will cross the water course to get to the other side, but they don't usually hang out around the water.
Oh, okay.
Water snakes do.
They're not poisonous, or?
No, right. There are a couple of kinds of water snakes that occur around here, and they're non-venomous, in spite of what a lot of people believe.
No, just watch.
I have a question about the yolking up of the eggs.
Yeah.
If there's no male, like, would she still do that in captivity?
Well,
and what would happen?
I'll tell you what happened. She was caught as a young female, probably never mated, and I had her for about 10 years, and she'd never been with a male, and she produced, I think, 5 babies.
Oh. So they're capable of parthenogenesis?
Parthenogenesis. They
Wow.
occasionally will produce young, even without a male.
And are they genetically the same as their mother?
Presumably.
Okay, interesting.
And they look fine, and they
Wow.
are able of procreating as well, the babies, or are they?
Presumably.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know. I gave them away to a friend. I don't know what's become of them.
That's interesting.
Baby copperheads are very difficult to raise, in my experience. It's hard to get them to feed initially. For one thing, I had a hard time finding anything they'd eat. I think they probably eat salamanders, teeny baby ringneck snakes, little teeny frogs. They didn't seem to really want pinky mice. Although, once they get into, I have 2 baby copperheads now that I'm raising, and last fall I couldn't get them to feed. I had to. What I did was I took a piece of a clear plexiglass and some foam rubber, and I laid the snakes down on the foam rubber. Laid the snake down on the foam rubber. Put the plexiglass over them, let them stick their head out, and I took pieces of mouse tail, and with forceps put them in the snake's mouth and got them to swallow them. Well, this spring I was able to get them to take teeny baby mice. So now they're feeding on their own. And I think probably if I'd been able to get little salamanders or lizards last fall, they might have taken that. Yes?
I just want to tell you that small snake in the wood is as small as a dime.
A small snake?
In the world.
The smallest snake in the world?
Smallest in the
Oh,
world.
a worm
Well,
snake.
You're probably right. It's probably some kind of blind
I
snake.
wonder
Yeah.
if Grandpa
It's as small as a
Junior was the
dime.
video that I learned stuff on.
Yeah.
Now, my understanding, because again, I'm trying to learn the copperheads because they live in my yard. The males, like, because this was into May, the one we saw last year was into May, that like the males sort of migrate through, and we gently bugged him a little bit in the day or two he was gone from where, because I didn't want him to decide this was a good place to sleep all summer.
Yeah.
So he was gone the next day. Is that typically that they're on the move sort of in the spring? That was my reading. I don't know if
Yeah.
you think that's correct.
Late May and early June should be the migratory period. Mid-June, skin shedding. August and September, mating, and then in September, late September into October, migrating back to the den. That should be the general habit of them.
And then I think Charlotte, the family that saw the snake in their backyard, I think they had a question about the coloration of the males versus females of the copperhead. Are they variable like the rattlesnakes? Is there any link to gender at all?
There does seem to be with copperheads. Males tend to be a little darker among the copperheads, but there's overlap. I can generally tell just by looking at them, just by the color. But
Cool.
I wouldn't say it's consistent.
Okay. She's very pretty.
And let's put copperhead back in here.
Kaylee, tell them he's putting all the venomous snakes away, okay?